The Lincoln Model L100 Concept is not just a car, it is a bold vision of what the future of mobility, luxury, and automotive design can become, and when Lincoln revealed this futuristic concept, it immediately captured the imagination of enthusiasts, designers, and industry experts across the world, because it represents a daring step forward while honoring the brand's historic legacy, and it begins with the sheer presence of the car, because the L100 does not look like any traditional vehicle we see today, and it is longer, sleeker, lower, and more sculptural than any production Lincoln in history, and its proportions are dramatic, with a body that stretches gracefully across the ground with aerodynamic fluidity and futuristic styling that makes it appear as if it has come directly out of a science fiction movie. And the name itself, Model L100, connects directly to Lincoln's proud past because it pays tribute to the 1922 Lincoln Model L, which was one of the earliest representations of Lincoln luxury and craftsmanship, and by using the L100 name, the brand makes a direct bridge between a century of tradition and a bold leap toward the next 100 years of innovation and imagination. And this sense of history meeting the future is evident in every single detail of the concept, which feels less like a car and more like a sculpture in motion, a rolling piece of futuristic art that can also transport people in comfort, elegance, and technological brilliance. And the exterior design is dominated by flowing lines, glass surfaces, and lighting elements that transform the look of the car depending on perspective and time of day. And instead of a traditional grille, the front is characterized by illuminated surfaces, a glowing Lincoln star, and sculpted panels that give the vehicle a sense of mystery and elegance. And the body appears smooth, uninterrupted, and organic, as though shaped by wind and light rather than traditional automotive tools. And the proportions are long and grand, emphasizing presence and a sense of occasion whenever the car appears. And then there are the doors, which are unlike anything seen in conventional vehicles, because the Model L100 features reverse hinged suicide-style doors that open outward in a dramatic fashion, and to amplify the futuristic character, the roof canopy is also hinged, allowing it to lift upward in synchronization with the doors, so that passengers do not just step into the car but rather experience a theatrical moment of entry, almost as if entering a private lounge or a futuristic spaceship. And the glass canopy itself is expansive, stretching over the entire cabin and allowing panoramic views of the outside world, while at the same time creating a cocoon-like atmosphere of light and reflection inside. And Lincoln has carefully crafted this canopy with smart glass technology, so its opacity and transparency can shift based on lighting conditions and passenger preferences, which means you can have total privacy in one moment and open bright skies in the next. And lighting is one of the biggest storytelling tools on the L100, because Lincoln has reimagined how light interacts with form and how it communicates emotion, because on the exterior there are dynamic light sequences that respond to the approach of passengers, greeting them as they near the vehicle with a warm futuristic glow. And this makes the car feel alive, responsive, and emotionally intelligent, as though it understands your presence and wants to welcome you aboard. And in the rear, the sleek design continues with a sculptural tail and illuminated Lincoln branding that stretches across the width of the car, while the wheels themselves are unlike anything we have seen before, because they are not just functional components, but also design statements with covers that feature illuminated accents that move in harmony with the lighting theme of the entire car. And this gives the sense that the vehicle is floating rather than rolling along the ground. And when you move inside the Lincoln Model L100 Concept, the futuristic experience continues and even intensifies, because the interior is where the brand really pushes boundaries of imagination and luxury. And rather than following traditional layouts with fixed driver seats, instrument panels, and steering wheels, the cabin is designed as a flexible lounge that can adapt to autonomous driving modes or traditional driving engagement. In the concept version, Lincoln imagines a world where cars are largely self-driving, so the emphasis is on passenger comfort, interaction, and shared experiences rather than driving mechanics alone. So the seats are sculptural and modular, and they can be rearranged to create different social settings with a focus on relaxation, conversation, or forward-facing travel. And instead of traditional controls, the L100 features an interactive centerpiece known as the chess piece controller, which is a jewel-like object placed in the middle of the cabin that acts as the interface between passengers and the vehicle. And with simple gestures or movements of this controller, passengers can interact with the car, change settings, control environments, and even adjust autonomous functions, which eliminates the need for traditional dashboards cluttered with buttons and screens, and makes the cabin feel serene, futuristic, and highly intuitive. And the cabin surfaces themselves are wrapped in sustainable luxury materials, chosen to feel soft, warm, and inviting, while also being eco-conscious, which reflects Lincoln's future goals of blending high-end luxury with environmental responsibility. And the lighting continues to play a transformative role inside, with ambient illumination that shifts in mood, color, and intensity based on passenger needs or driving modes, so the car becomes a responsive environment, almost like a living organism adapting to its occupants. And this focus on interior experience connects directly with the future of mobility, where vehicles will be more about how they make people feel and how they connect them with one another, rather than just how Quickly they can travel from point A to point B, and Lincoln imagines the Model L100 as a sanctuary, a third space between home and work where passengers can relax, recharge, and reconnect. And this ties into the larger brand philosophy Lincoln has been cultivating with its quiet flight design language, which is all about creating spaces of calm elegance and effortless luxury, and the L100 amplifies this philosophy to its most futuristic form possible. And when it comes to performance, Lincoln has not focused on traditional specifications like horsepower or torque, because the L100 is first and foremost a vision concept, not a production car, but it does imagine an advanced electric propulsion system with next-generation battery technology and wireless energy transfer, so the vehicle can be charged more seamlessly and travel with extended range and efficiency. And Lincoln imagines solid-state batteries with higher energy density, compact packaging, and greater safety than today's lithium-ion packs, which means longer journeys and faster charging in the luxury mobility of the future. And the drivetrain is imagined as fully electric with motors integrated seamlessly for smooth, silent, and effortless performance that matches the serene character of the car. And because the car is designed with autonomy in mind, the driving dynamics focus less on raw performance and more on comfort, stability, and the seamless integration of technology with the passenger experience. And yet Lincoln makes sure that the emotional appeal of luxury travel is never lost, because the way the car moves, the way it communicates with passengers through light and motion, and the way it isolates the cabin for the outside world all work together to create an elevated sense of journey and ritual. And when you think about rivals or competitors in the luxury segment, the Model L100 Concept positions Lincoln not just against traditional luxury automakers like Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Lexus, but also against futuristic vision concepts from companies like Audi with the Grand Sphere, Mercedes with the EQS Vision, Maybach, and even EV startups that imagine radical interiors and autonomous lounges. But where Lincoln stands apart is its focus on warmth, hospitality, and emotional intelligence, because while many futuristic concept cars can feel cold, sterile, and overly digital, the Lincoln Model L100 radiates a sense of human-centric design, an invitation to step into a future that feels welcoming, comfortable, and elegant, rather than alien or intimidating. And this is crucial because the luxury customer of the future will not just be buying vehicles for speed or power, but for how the car enhances their lifestyle, their mental state, and their overall sense of well-being. And Lincoln is staking its future on being the brand that delivers that feeling and emotionally connects with its audience. And this vision also aligns with Lincoln's broader history, because for decades the brand has been associated with presidential limousines, grand tours, and statement vehicles that embody American luxury and elegance. And in many ways the Model L100 feels like the spiritual successor to iconic Lincolns of the past, like the Continental, but reimagined for a world that is electrified, autonomous, and highly digital. And Lincoln is smart in weaving this narrative, because it shows that even as the world changes and technology transforms, the core of Lincoln luxury remains about timeless design, comfort, and elegance. And while the L100 is not slated for production, it serves as a guiding star for what future Lincolns may look and feel like. And we may not see glass canopies and chess piece controllers in showrooms tomorrow, but the spirit of this concept will inspire production models in design details, lighting philosophy, interior layout, and sustainable materials. And this is how concept cars serve their purpose, not by being built exactly as shown, but by shaping the identity and direction of the brand for years to come. And in that sense, the Lincoln Model L100 Concept is a critical milestone for the brand, because it signals that Lincoln is not content to merely follow trends, but is willing to push boundaries of design and imagine bold futures. And that courage is what allows luxury brands to stay relevant and inspirational in an industry that is rapidly changing. And if you think about it, the car of the future is not just about getting from one place to another, it is about creating experiences and memories along the way. And Lincoln understands this deeply, which is why the L100 emphasizes human connection, theater, and atmosphere as much as it does technology and power. And in conclusion, the Lincoln Model L100 Concept is more than a show car, it is a statement of intent, a rolling symbol of what Lincoln believes the next century of mobility can be. And it reminds us that even in a world of autonomous driving, artificial intelligence, and digital everything, true luxury will always be about how something makes you feel. And Lincoln wants you to feel calm, inspired, and connected in ways you never imagined before. And that is why the Model L100 Concept matters not just to car enthusiasts, but to the future.